Under monthly reports, may I remind council members that there are 3 items in your packet. If you wish to attend any of those 3, please see the council clerk and let them know. County Administrator's report.
Mr. Chair, 2 quick items. First, just to remind council that on next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, the county employees will be taking part in the Stash the Trash program, and we will be picking up an area on Highway 53 near Douglas Swamp Road. Certainly want to invite any council members or anybody else who would like to participate in that trash pickup. Also have, I believe it's Ms. Dennis is somewhere in the room. Maybe not. That's where the clerk went to get Ms. Dennis. We're excited to announce as council aware, we have been working with a project on blight property cleanup for so many years. Chairman's kind of championed that in his area. We applied for a grant through Congressman Codman's office. We've been working closely with their team. It looks like we are in the final stages of that process. The funds have been allocated, and we will be in receipt of that very soon and be able to start that project. But that's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Coming on to the public comment portion of our agenda. Citizens desiring to speak on public comment are limited to up to 3 minutes. Comments will be made to the chairman. If there are any questions, please proceed to the portion. To the podium and state your name for the record.
My name is Jackie Hughes, and I address Chairman McCain, other county council members, and my fellow citizens. This is in reference to the county council meeting for March 26th. The subject was mainly about the roads in Sumter County. When I was moving to Sumter back in 1998, I asked my family about our road being paved. The response was mainly a sound of chuckling, which I took as I was asking a dumb question. I live off of Lewis Road by the railroad tracks. I have been coming to Sumter all my life. My grandmother's family has been in that area for about 130 to 150 years. My aunts and my father were born there and grew up there. The Singleton family still lives in that area. My great-great-grandfather and mother are buried in the Lewis Singleton Cemetery off by the football stadium. Fast forward to today. The road has never been paved, and there are no plans for it to be paved. One of my cousins will scrape the road maybe once a year or two after it gets real holy. Is that really a word? But anyway, it does get lots of holes. I will try to drive just off the main holes, but right now there is one that I have to slow down so my car won't bump over it. Do you know what I mean? It reminds me of some of the holes in our city and county roads that keep getting bigger and bigger. Of course, when it rains, the holes just get bigger and bigger. I don't know what the solution is. I do know that it would be insane to believe that our roads could be kept in good condition. There is not enough money for this because we have other priorities. I do believe that it would be a good reason to ask for our penny for progress to fix the roads of Sumter County. It would be nice to have all the other projects that were listed in the last penny for progress, but some of those projects should come after the roads are kept in condition where people can leave and return to their residence in a safe way. They need to be kept in condition for emergency vehicles at all times. Before I close, I hope that someone can come up with a way to let the people of Sumter County know that if the penny for progress is passed, everyone, including visitors to our county, will help pay for these projects. Otherwise, we taxpayers have to fit the bill, meaning we taxpayers have to pay the whole bill. And then I want to make a comment about tonight. If taxes have to be raised, it probably won't be as much as the inconvenience it is causing and the damage to our cars. Thank you for listening.
Chairman, council members, staff, media, and fellow citizens. I'd like to take about 10 seconds of this to say a personal prayer for everybody in the room. We all need a little bit more tranquility in here today. I'd like to bring up a couple of things, and yes, it's about the roads. Somebody, and I don't understand this, maybe somebody can explain it, cut rumble strips down 763 from 261 all the way to 441 or Pinewood Road, down the center line of the road. I can understand that in no passing zones. But the passing zones were also cut with rumble strips about that wide, and I about died when I went to pass a slow vehicle thinking there was just dirt on the road, and all of a sudden I got that, and I lost my hat, and I lost my nerve, and I about run off the road. Someone cut rumble strips, now understand this, in the center line of the road, in the passing zones, as well as the no passing zones. And again, I can understand cutting them in the no passing zones, because you don't want people to pass vehicles in the no passing zone. And you really don't need the rumble strips when you're trying to pass somebody, because it's loud, you could almost lose control. We have two laws that were recently passed about two-lane roads, slow traffic getting to the right, only pass. People are abusing the heck out of that. They're staying in the left-hand lane in a 45-mile-an-hour zone going 38. Crazy, crazy. Second thing, nighttime it's even worse. They got these pickup trucks running around, driving around like this. And most of them have no headers on their truck, for crying out loud. Can we please get somebody to mention to the Sheriff's Department, thank you very much for your service, to start citing some of these people that are doing this stuff. And finally, you know, emergency vehicles responding to an emergency, I can understand it, but there's way too many vehicles, delivery trucks, contractors, people, you know, utility companies, telephone companies, all sorts of vehicles driving down the road with all these flasher bars and everything going off. You don't know to pull over, to stop, or whatever. And I'd like somebody to ask somebody to turn them things off unless they're right there working on that stuff. Thank you very much. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Hi, I'm Lisa Gettings. I live on Kangaroo Lane, and I just want everybody to know that you asked Mr. Baker who was going to open up a can of worms in our situation. Mr. Washington did that. Y'all have totally ignored him because y'all so worried about a number. You're not worried about, one, the danger that we're in. Two, about the fire department or the EMTs having to get out of their cars to come rescue somebody. Someone said that we have never lost anyone. Well, there's always the first time to lose someone. Second of all, y'all were playing, my husband and I, because y'all said that my plat is not a legal document. But yet, though the plat y'all have is legal. One says Kangaroo Lane is a county-maintained dirt road. Been maintained since 2008 when we bought our property. Because we checked into that. Because we chose to live on a dirt road. Second of all, the second plat says appears to be a county-maintained road. Don't use that one against me. Don't use what y'all telling me is not a legal document for y'all's benefit. We are living on a mess. We're told that the EMTs can get out of their vehicle and come to my house to get us help. No, I don't have that time. My husband had a stroke. Fortunately, it hadn't been raining, and we got him to the hospital. The man that lives down the road from us was told it didn't hurt him to walk in the rain at 5:30 in the morning to have car service pick him up. This is ridiculous. We pay taxes.
That's right.
Our property value has dropped. We have been hung up on it. You talk about public works. We have been hung up on. We have been told that they will be glad when the people on Kangaroo Lane gets it through their head that that's a county lane, the public road, a private road. It's not. There's a 50-foot right-of-way. Who put the 50-foot right-of-way? Who put the power lines down there? Who's been maintaining our road since 2008? Mr. Bird, you are over our district. We need your help. You need to vote with Mr. Washington. Thank you.
I'm still thinking about that prayer today.
Linda Hasty. My first issue is about the roads. I had a lady from Pinewood call me because she couldn't get 911. Her phone kept dropping, so she had the presence of mind to call me, ask me to call 911 to tell them how to get to where she was because her brother had fell in the ditch. And he fell in the ditch because it had rained. He couldn't walk down the main part of the road. He was trying to school an elderly man, 80 years old, laid in the ditch, calling me, the third party, who I'm in Sumter and she's in Pinewood. So that was very hurting for me to sit on the phone with 911. And 911 was great. Because they talked to me, they had to talk to her, because now we find out we can't do a third party call with 911. So I had to relay all the information to her. She had to tell me the best she could how to tell the EMT how to get where her brother was to help him. And this is a blind lady, so she couldn't help him. She could hear him. And she couldn't go, she was afraid to go back to her house to use the house phone. She didn't want to leave him there in the ditch. So he was in the ditch because he couldn't walk down the dirt road. But I have lived on the dirt road. I grew up on the dirt road. Mr. Baker was the councilman then. And you have a lot of people in your area displeased with them, especially those people who live in Brewerton Estate because they don't have sewage. But sewage lines are coming up to where they are, but the county or the city are not accessing the people who are already there. They need specific sewer rather than calling these companies every few months. One lady calls every year to have her tank pump out. That's really too much.
Thank you, Zeke.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Myra Washington. I did not plan to speak tonight, but after listening to the discussion on private roads, I felt compelled. And I've tried to pray with myself to find the right words to share with you. Since my husband has been on council, it's been an eye-opening experience. And I keep seeing things, and the more I see, the more concerning it is. The fact that the impression or the statement was made that there was a opinion from the Attorney General that prohibited this council from doing anything to help individuals living on private roads. You know, that in fact our county administrator had written or requested an opinion. But yet what we are looking at tonight is from 1990 and 2015, and none of it directed from this body. It was to Lee and Richland County. Nothing has been done since 1990, 34 years. Can we wait 2 more years? I think if we've waited 34, we can wait 2 more for a council that will do the work of the people.
All right.
If you have a leaking roof at your home, you don't go out and install an in-ground swimming pool or buy new furniture. You take care of fundamentals, basics. I know we don't like to hear it. We'd rather hear about, more interesting things, to do with this penny sales tax. And I have to say, I know that a lot of people will be disappointed that some of the projects that a lot of people in my community even, because they've been waiting for a decent community center. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, but we have to take care of the basics first. And providing public safety and health to our residents is not only an essential service, I mean, it's legislated. I mean, I think you read, and that's the thing, I can't understand how you've had this information, but yet you've been saying something contrary. You skip to the last sentence in the leak document, which is dealing with federal emergency, not dealing with public roads. So as a reason to say no, I think we need to find a way to say yes. We've waited, these people have waited, and we have a duty and obligation to fill that void. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, well, good evening, Chairman McCain, council members, citizens. Just like Mrs. Washington, I wasn't planning to speak. I am Dr. Alexandra Bayton. I am Councilman Bayton's daughter. What happened tonight at this meeting has compelled me to say something and to apologize to the citizens. As you know, he's not running for re-election again, and that's my fault. I talked him out of that because of his age and all his service, and I said, Dad, you need to take your time off now and enjoy your retirement. But after seeing tonight, no, I'm sorry I did that because the citizens need you. And I apologize, and maybe he's not the one who should be stepping down.
Chairman, Councilman, I live on Browning Ridge Drive, John L. Smith. I own property on Browning Ridge Drive. Congratulations, 15 years you actually fixed the road. But I'm happy about that. Potholes are terrible. This is just a public road. But the back road runs to the back of my property, one of them. I know that one's one of these concerned with this. I'm kind of fed up with that road. I pay taxes on it. And you know, you're worried about the health of others. I understand it, but I got my own problem with my own health. Okay, I'm not here to ask for sympathy or anything. I'm asking you to think about what you're doing, okay? If you have an extra truckload of dirt, fill in the potholes. Don't bring it to the dump, okay? Fill in the potholes, and that's all there is to it. You gotta do it anyway. Fill in the potholes, okay? I don't like that road back there. It's running through my property. The biggest reason why I don't like that road is I'm constantly picking up garbage, car parts, everything back there. And if I left it like this town would come after me and clean up the mess. That's the truth. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I know they would. And I'm looking at every one of these, okay, up there. Okay, you took it away from me when you granted the right of way. You took it away. I had no choice in the matter, and I'm looking. And I feel sorry for these people who are living back there. You know, you start with the health and the emergencies. Mr. Washington, if you really want to look at it, maybe you should start with some of the houses that they're living in. Okay, some of them are bad, okay? There's a health issue all by itself, okay? And that's the truth, because I see it with my own eyes. I don't know if any of one of you up there, okay, want that road running through your property, okay? You don't. And you also mentioned the middle class. I am middle class. You know why I'm middle class? Because I work my ass off 7 days a week to get this. And where was it? I invest in Sumter. It's beautiful here. The people are beautiful here. I don't want to see anything happen to any of these people here. I says, I'm not even objecting the road. I don't like the road there, but I can't object. I've already lost it. You took it from me. I says, and I'm paying taxes on that road. I got to clean both sides of it, okay? But what are you going to do about it? Nobody's going to do nothing. The city created this mess. You're giving them permits for and you're charging them taxes on the buildings they're living in. But you never looked into the access. You didn't even look into it. You just gave the permits out. And that was it. So what's happened? You got 10 acres of people's property that's going back through. They cleared the property, and they got stuck down with the road. So I'm sorry. I mean, that's all I have to say. You know, and that's my time's up anyway. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and council members. My name's William Scott, and I've heard a lot here today. This is one of my first meetings here. I was kind of shocked to see some of the bickering I've seen here as a member of the elite board for the county. But as far as the roads, generally I'm opposed to taking on new roads if you cannot maintain the ones you've already done and are responsible for paving, because if you put all the money on the dirt roads or paving new roads, assuming more responsibility, and you're already having a problem keeping the up and main roads that's already paved in good servicing order, we'll all be living on dirt roads. I understand the concerns of the people here. Yes, if you live on a dirt road, yes, I've lived on them before. I'm from up there around Eastover, so I know what dirt roads are. And if it was my driveway, I'd have to fill it myself and take it on myself. But the way I see forward with this, I'd like to propose is before you approve building permits, etc., pass an ordinance that says in the future and hereforth throughout, anybody building in fields, whatever, that's not already dictated to be a paved road, make the builder or whatever pave the road, so then the county and the taxpayers don't have to pick up that bill. I would like to add that, Mr. Washington, you had stated you had a way to get it done for free without raising taxes. I would definitely like to hear more about that. And as far as the schools, I do think we're failing our kids. I'll 100% agree with that. It's scary what I hear the teaching standards and passing standards are. But I do not necessarily think just slinging money at it is the solution. A lot of times people react and just sling money at a problem. That's not the way to do it. We've already got a new school superintendent down there. He's come in, I think he's been here 2 years. I haven't really seen any major changes done. So you can't just sling money at things. You've got to go to the core issue. It's about teaching the kids and making sure they understand. And it's more than just the school and the school board's job, in my opinion. It's the parents. It's the family members. It requires a whole community to raise a kid right. And I think that's where we're failing a lot in the schools these days. And I think that would be a better way forward than just slinging money at something. You need to reevaluate and find out exactly what the cause is and try to remedy it that way. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
My concern is I live off of Jenkins Mill Road. My name is Jacqueline Jenkins. I live off of Jenkins Mill Road, which is mostly potholes. And I live on Easy Street. Yes, it was a private road at once, a family owned. My question is, how do you allow contractors to come into an area and build 15 plus houses and do not do any irrigation? I live down below the road. I spoke with Mr. Washington, Ms. Naomi, Sumter for years. It's to the point now that my yard is flooded all the time. Most of my topsoil is washed away. Y'all sent the engineers out, they came out and they measured. I said I would give them permission to run a ditch through part of my property to keep the water off of my yard. They never came back. Right now, for the last 2 months, there's a cone sitting in the road right in front of mine. The buses come down in there. Half of the road is ran away. It's very dangerous. And my question is there nothing you can do about that? Every time it rains, it washes more. The road is already narrow. And more of it is washing away. I have to actually drive out across the field to get from my house. That's my concern. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, County Council. My name is Reverend Eugene Dennis. I pastor the Joshua Baptist Church in Dazzle, South Carolina. And I want you to know I grew up on a dirt road. I grew up on a street that's now named Leslie Drive. It was a dirt road when I was born. 65 years ago, it's still dirt. We have asked Naomi Sanders was my aunt. And I asked her, begged her, compelled her. She did nothing. we need to make some changes. Let me break it down a little bit. I heard it said we've never lost anyone because of the dirt road. That's not true. You haven't been taken correct. My mother died down that dirt road, about a half a mile off the road. She had a heart attack, and it took the emergency people about an hour and a half to get to her. When they got there, she was dead. So don't say that hasn't happened. And no one's done anything for this dirt road. And people look at us because we grew up on a dirt road. We live on dirt road like we're poor, we're dumb, we're stupid. We're not. We pay taxes just like everybody else. We do work in the county just like everyone else. And we expect something from our commissioners. I was asked many times to run for an office. I have spent my life traveling all over the country, from Charlotte to Atlanta to Raleigh to New York. But I'm about ready to retire. Trying to figure out a way where I build the house I want. But I'm trying to figure out some of your areas who's fighting this so I can get in your area and see what we can do. And Brother Mr. Baker, when you stated that these are private roads, the road we live on is not private. It's a public road. There are people that live up and down that road that's not related, not kin. Some people, we don't even know their name. It's not private. It's not a driveway. It's a road that we have to walk up and down. And for school, we had to walk up and down the dirt road, rain, sleet, or snow. It didn't matter. But it's time that we be brought up to speed. Sumter County is growing. Sumter County is awesome. I love my county. But we need to do something for us that's been living on dirt roads. And I thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Clarence Hunter. I live out there on Patriot Park Road. And I'm telling you right now, you can't put a price on life.
That's right.
Amen? When my daughter was bedridden, and she had to go to the emergency room. EMS come out there and couldn't get down the road. They called the fire department. They come out with a pickup truck, put my daughter on the back, and bring her to the highway so they can take her to the emergency room. 47 years, she celebrated her 47 years old last month. I have another daughter live on Bernice and Purple, stage 4 cancer, in the bone, in the lung. She's on oxygen. The EMS can't get to her. Stage 4 cancer, 53 years old. My 2 daughters depend on emergency get to them. When the fire truck come out there and they wave their way through the water, they say, if your house catch on fire, you on your own. Because we can't get there. Because the vehicle was got bogged down. Now those are my daughters. What about if it's your daughter? Huh? Would you put a price on your daughter or your grands? Y'all sit up there and look at all things and that. We should not bury our children. Because this can't get the right channel together. It's time to stop fighting and time to get together.
That's right.
Amen?
That's right.
It's not about none of y'all. The job that y'all have, we put you there. We can take you out.
My name is Michael T. Chapman. I live off of Cannery and Elizabeth Drive. I moved there back in 1981. This problem was going on before I even got there. I promised one of our neighbors, she was 107 years old. I will not call the name because I don't want to open wounds to family members that may be here. And I promised her I would do everything in my power to try to get a situation done with our road on Elizabeth Drive. It's to the point now that I don't know whether I'm going to go to work in the rain or either I'm going to get a fish can and go fishing. Seriously it is. And I listen with my attentive ear a lot. I hear y'all praying. I want to say the one thing. We're the God that we serve, all this praying going on. All I hear is argument among yourselves.
That's right.
We can say, as people in here, we got problems, but y'all got bigger problems. Y'all brother, y'all need to get together. The God you serve, If you don't do what you gotta do, you put somebody there to do it. Once again, my name is Michael T. Chapman. I'm not afraid to do what I need to do to get this job, get things done. I'm willing to do what I need to get done. And by God will, I will get it done. So please help us, because we the one elect y'all in this position.
That's right.
So please help us. That's all we ask. I mean, I be meeting all the time, but this is the first one I have been in so heated like this. You got the gavel. You know what the gavel means? Brother, try enough.
Good evening. My name is Gloria Rose Lee, and I wasn't going to come up tonight. But Mr. Washington, you have done a great job with your homework, researching. I know the people in the community are very pleased, and then again, they're very sad because of the vote that was made and how negative it was. Mr. Bateman, you made some great points of views as well. But the most important thing is that we have a council that is not together. And until you all come together and work together to build on this community of Sumter, we said we one Sumter, but we're not one council. And until we can become one council and make this happen, our community is going to continue to suffer. And I'm hearing people talking about they can't get automobiles in there for help, they can't get anything in there for assistance, and you all are sitting there like, who cares? It's not your problem, you're not concerned. But you gotta get it together, and you say you want Sumter, you need one council so we can make it happen. Because none of these voters, none of these taxpayers should have to sit here and suffer because you wanna make a decision on your own personal feelings. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Jackson, and I'm a home and property owner at 2782 Brown Ridge Drive. The dirt road directly behind our property is owned partially by myself. One of the biggest potholes I know that they're concerned with is directly behind my property. We didn't have a problem with allowing them to have the property behind us, which technically belongs to us, but they're using it for a dirt road. My problem is that a proposal was made showing where the new driveway would go. In the proposal, it shows the driveway leaving off the existing dirt road, coming down into my property all the way across and using my driveway in the front. My property is not for sale. And so for you to access and invade my privacy, I empathize with all these people, and certainly their road should be fixed, but the dirt road that is existing. But you have no right to come into my 2 acres of land and decide that you're going to make a public road from the back all the way to the front. And I know that that is not legal. Yet, that is what the proposal shows. No one sent a letter. No one made a phone call. That is my private property that I pay taxes on, that I am buying, that I worked as a nurse all my life to obtain. And the same way that they have rights, and we certainly don't want to take that away so they can have adequate health care and everything that they need, fix their existing roads. But nobody has the right to take over property that I'm paying for and that belongs to me. So when you give them my rights, what does that leave me? Thank you.
Good evening, Chairman James. James Marlowe Johnson, back again. Now, last meeting I was here, and Councilman Washington, my councilman, y'all talked about the road. Y'all said y'all was gonna get together and come up with a conclusion on the situation. You know, this is the first time, y'all know I've been coming to your meetings. This is the first time I've seen y'all carried on the way y'all did tonight. This one over here talking about he don't understand in taxes. Hey, we already paying taxes. Ain't nothing being done with our tax dollars. You go talk about you live on a private road, you gotta call somebody to fix your road or do whatever they want because you got money. We ain't got money to do that on our road. Oh, by the way, I live on Dusty Drive. Councilman Washington last meeting showed you the pictures. It rained again. And we're talking about rain coming again tomorrow Thursday. It ain't getting no better. Now, I don't keep on telling you, I'm born here and raised in the north. Come back down here, this private road and whatever road, blue and green signs, don't make no sense. We citizens, like I said, just last week, FedEx wanted to make a delivery to someone down in the hole. I told the lady, go back the other way, go around the back way. She said, I did that too. So this is affecting a lot of people. And y'all just sitting up there talking and you just knocking down tonight. Y'all knocking down. When y'all gonna start knocking things up and doing things for us? Thank you. Enjoy the meeting.
Bring the mic down to me. Turn me around so I can see some. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First, I want to say, y'all see this hat on my head? It says Cold War. I got other hats that says Iraqi freedom, Desert Shield, Desert Storm. And I don't want to hear nothing about private roads because without freedom, you ain't got nothing. Okay, I gave my country 30 years. Okay, I don't want to hear about private stuff. Okay, you know, I almost forgot about this meeting today until I actually turned off of 441 onto Keystone Road that runs into Canary Road. It took me 25 minutes to get from Canary Road back up to Eden Road so I can rush down here. We're talking about roughly a mile and a half. And I heard y'all talk about public works. Well, the last disaster, when they couldn't get down Canary Road, they went on my property. Public works went on my property and destroyed my property so people could get through. And I was never compensated for that, but that's not important. Canary Road is probably older than everybody in here. Okay? Everybody. I know about all the dirt roads in Sumter County. I know about it. I've been talking about it for 10 years. Okay? That's a solution to the problem. Okay? If you want to help the people, you start with helping yourself. Y'all need to have better order and judgment on this board. Okay? I've seen you all before y'all know me. And y'all know what I stand for. Okay? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Reeves.
Good evening, Chairman, council members, fellow citizens. I'm hoping I can offer you an insight on some of this road stuff. I'm a retired fire chief.
State your name.
Oh, I'm Jay Wren. I live in Beckwood. I'm Jay Wren. I live off of Beckwood. I want to offer some insight. Randy happens to be one of my classmates. As a retired fire chief and a medic, that's a challenge. We can't get the trucks down there to help him. That's just one example. That's a challenge. Second thing, following Mr. Bacon. All of those trucks can't get there. The school bus can't get there. How many kids are not in school because they can't get to school bus or school bus can't get them? I know I'm not gonna let my child walk down the dirt road and end up in a ditch and be missing because I'm thinking he's at school, whatever. So let's get it together. We need help. It's all good valid points. Thank you.
Good evening. My name name is Lorenzo Dakins, as the chairman and to the board. First thing I want to say is that you all in leadership, you need to act like leaders, bicker among yourself, but because of you bickering, what do you expect for the rest of us to do? So don't bicker, but work together to solve the problems for the county. The next thing I want to say is that I live down Black River Road. People don't know Black River Road. You have to come through Dazzle, through Sumter County, into Lee County, back into Sumter County. You know, we live in Sumter County because of the road and the situation. And I live off 5250 Conveyor Road. Don't get any help. Where I live at 8 homes. And we have a road that when you come down that road, you're like this. That's washout. We try to fix it ourselves. We put crushed runs in it, put concrete in it, we put asphalt in it, put clay in it, and when we get a big rainstorm, we wash it all out. Back during 2015 when we had the flood, it's never been the same since. So we ask that if you can, help us with the road. It's a private road, but help us. We try to fix it, but we don't have the resources, nor the equipment to fix it. Only suggestion I can make to help us fix it is because of 8 homes live up there, cut our taxes 20%. We can get a Kubota or John Deere tractor with a front end loader. In about 3 months and I'll fix it myself. But I do ask that if you can, do your best to help us with our roads. Not only where I live at, but the county, especially Brother Cotton, the Washington area, all of us need help. And I thank y'all for the moment and the opportunity. I thank Mr. Haston, Mr. Baker, I'm sorry, for having enough guts to speak up for the people, along with Brother Carlton and the rest of you. So as leaders, please do your best to help us as constituents to be able to live and be able to have emergency services like everyone else. Thank you.
That's right. Very good, sir. Very good.
Got 2 more.
Good evening. Can I speak? Yeah, I'm sorry. Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brenda C. Williams. I'm a physician here in Sumter for 42 years, my husband and myself. I came actually to speak on Connect 378, which is very, very important, and that topic will come before you all very soon as to what you're going to decide to do. There have been about 4 plans set on the table by ACOM, an engineering group, and I personally like plans A and B, which would have 378 go in a direction which would protect the people who are trying to cross that highway. Several people have been killed in trying to cross 378 from North Pike Road on the South Pike Road. That was the first thing. Second thing, I was so surprised and elated and happy and overjoyed to see all of those cars outside in the parking lot, y'all, coming to a county council meeting. I was so glad I had to work my way through the crowd. I'm so glad to see citizens come out. This is a very important year, y'all, for voting. And I'm sure that most of y'all, if not all of y'all, are voting citizens in the United States of America. If you don't like what you hear and see and witness in meetings, vote for people who have your interests at heart. Or just be quiet. Just be quiet. And one last thing, listen, I've been to city council meetings, many of them. School board meetings, many of them. County council meetings. So what I do like, y'all might not like fussing and bickering. I love it. I love it. You know why? Because we have people who are not cowards to stand up and voice their opinion, whether or not their opinion is your opinion, whether or not you like it or not. voice their opinion. I don't see that kind of interaction in city council meetings. I didn't declare. Don't. So you put people in office, y'all. Don't be mad with them. Be glad. Be happy. Have conversations with these wonderful people. And our elected and appointed officials, a lot of the appointed officials don't have our interests in mind.
That's it.
And I appointed, well,
Bless you.
I'll hush. I got 3 seconds. God bless you. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Annie Meredith. I live 3255 Sergeant Road in Nassau. Sitting here reminded me of years gone by. I have empathies, sympathies, and everything else for all of you that are on dirt roads. I was born and raised on a dirt road, clay dirt road. When it rained, we were at home, whether we wanted to be or not. I live on a paved road now. And I thank God, and I thank you for that. How many of you on this board have ever lived on a dirt road, a clay dirt road, a sand dirt road, that you could not leave your home when it rained, that you were stuck there for an unlimited amount of time? If you haven't lived it, the next heavy rain that we have, drive around the area. Drive around the area. I pray, and I try not to place blame on anyone because it's a collective thing. It's a collective thing. We are a collective body. We pray, and I pray, that we all in this together. The elected officials, community, all of us are in this together. I didn't come to speak. I didn't come to point fingers at anyone. I came to listen. I've been here before. This evening was not the evening I expected it to be. Was not the evening that I'm accustomed to sitting here. I would like to see it again. We agree to disagree. And that's fine. And that's fine. I pray. These are all of your constituents. They wouldn't be here if they had any other avenue, any other choice. I pray that we come together on the same page, be it getting a proposal from the administrator or a proposal from Public Works. Bottom line is, we need to work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, Council. Tasha Gardner. How are you all doing? Everyone else in the pew got back of me. Good evening. If I may, everyone that have service with Black River Electric Cooperative Incorporated, please raise your hand. If you have service with Black River Electric, raise them high. When you have a power outage and you have dirt road. I worked there for 21 years, retired early. It is havoc. During the 100-year flood, ice storms, You cannot get the vehicles down the road. The heavier the vehicle, the more difficult it is to get down there. You heard the concerns of everyone in this setting. Public safety is paramount. You don't want to have to bury someone to learn a lesson. We shouldn't have to have arguments about the bare necessities that we need. Lights. Roads are just like lights. You must have them. It's simple. We need to find a way, not only just a paver road, we need to have the roads to the standards that 2 vehicles can get down the road, and you have safety barriers on the side of those roads to make sure that you can pull off of the side of those roads as well. So not just paving a road or having a road adopted in, make sure we bring those roads up to standards as well as the other roads that we already have problems with. Our main thoroughway, Broad Street, Lafayette, it is a pitiful cry when people come to visit that the roads bump. It's awful. Some of the roads haven't been paved in 30, 40 years. Some of those roads should be paved every 10 years. It's just somewhere to beautify our great town or county of Sumter. But for those that live in the county, yes, we need to make sure emergency services, FedEx, delivery service, and all those things that you mentioned, people can get in and out of those roads. My heart goes out, been there, done that, when you're working a power outage and you can't get down the road and you have to talk to someone in the dark. It's almost like calling 911 when you have somebody's life in your hands. And so please take that into consideration. Let's come to the table. Let's find some ways to get this fixed. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm only going to take a couple of minutes of your time. As most of you know, I'm a rewire. I worked in the health department for 33 years, so you all know me. Most of you. Anyway, the only thing...
Marie. Miss Marie, your name.
Your name for the record, please, ma'am.
Marie Wiley. All right, sir. Thank you. As I said then, I wasn't going to say anything. This is my first meeting, and I do live on a dirt road. I live on a bad dirt road. A little road off of Highway 441, which is called Keith Road, and it's nothing but water holes, water holes, water holes. We have to bring our children to the road, my great-grandchildren, take them to the road now when it rains, which is watering the road down, and pick them up to go to school. I heard my councilman saying that we have information of what needs to be done. Let us get together and try to do what needs to be done, not just we make the decision. Let whoever needs to make the decision. He brought the information. We have the information, and the information that we have, let whoever is supposed to decide that we can get this done, let's try and get it done. And let it be done in a quiet, manageable, and humble way. Because, as I say, things cannot be done with all the bickering and stuff that way. This is my first time. I enjoyed coming, and I will be coming back, but I want us to let's get together and try to help us. We need help. And as it has been stated, no need for me to go all that about paying the tax, because I pay tax too. I'm 85 years old and still paying tax. And will be paying tax because I got some property. And I know that. But please help us. Please get together. Mr. McKeon, I worked with your father. I played basketball when he was the man that did the refereeing. So please let us all, not just call out your name, but let all of us get together. Thank you.
Let's go home.
Good evening. My name is Frances Bennett. I live at 6720 Glover Lane. And not to just call anyone out, but I want to thank Mr. Washington for the eye-opening reviews of everything, the laws and all the things that's on the books. Thank you very much. And
One thing I learned when I was in school, they told us that body language speaks loud. And I stood back there, but there's no room to sit. I stood back there and I watched the body language appear. It was body language of unconcern.
That's right.
And that's sad. Because when I look around and I see the people who saying that they can't get an ambulance, when they can't get someone, you have a house. If you put money in your house, you've worked all these years to own a house and have the fear that a house might burn down. What do you have to start over? If you're like, I'm 73 years old. I don't want to have to start over. All I ask is that you guys really consider the feelings, what these people are really going through. I understand you said, Councilman Eden, that you strafe your road, that you do whatever you can to your road. My husband is 76. His father died. He used to take care of the road. He did it. It's a private road. He did it with his tractor and that kind of stuff. Now the ground has gotten to the point there's nothing but clay. My father-in-law, he's dead now. My husband tried doing it. He has a bad back. He can't do it. But we pay taxes. Yes, we do.
That's right.
So what are we supposed to do? Everybody can't live in a complex where the roads are paved. And we're not asking for all paved roads. I know we're not. We're asking for roads that could give us conditions to get to and from your home.
That's right.
The conditions for an emergency vehicle to get to you. And as a United States citizen in 2024, I don't think that's too much to ask.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Christine Wickham, and I'm a citizen of Sumter County, born and raised here in Sumter, educated through the school system, and I taught in the school system. And coming to the meeting tonight, I am not pleased with what I have seen. And the reason why is because what I have seen is the lack of love. And until you get together, now the scripture says, a kingdom that is divided against itself cannot stand. Okay, so if our council is not together, you cannot stand. Okay, so you got to get together under love. And as we leave this meeting tonight, I'm asking everyone, you can't do anything without God. Okay? And God can help us to solve all of our problems if we take them to Him. And as our leaders, you must take it to God first. Okay? And just remember this. The first commandment is to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. The second greatest commandment, love ye one another as I have loved you. And by this all men will know that you're my disciples. Jesus came and He healed, and we're asking tonight, they're asking for healing. Okay? And Jesus fed the hungry. Did He not? Okay, those were things that He raised the dead. He made a way out of no way, and they're asking you, as God's people, doing His will to provide for His people. And that's all that they're asking. Remember, love ye one another as I have loved you. And by this all men will know that you are my disciples.
All right.
Anyone else? Mr. Chairman, a couple of closing comments. Just a couple of housekeeping notes. In the future, when we have these kinds of good citizens here to hear our government at work, we need to make sure that we have appropriate seating for them. And we also need to make sure that the air conditioning is appropriate. I saw people fanning. We need to make sure that's done. And frankly,
Mr. Chairman, if there is still some unbelief about the dire straits that our people, my people, are in, then maybe council should take a bus tour. As I've mentioned to you, and my folks will tell you, I travel these roads often. I've fallen in mud holes, I've busted tires. Mr. Johnson knows I've been on Duffy Drive and fallen a couple
They
times.
need to come here. They need to come here.
And so it might be educational and motivational for council to take a bus tour, and I can identify the roads. And if you don't want to do a lot of them, I can identify 5 that will certainly help council get religion in this issue. And then lastly, Mr. Chairman, if you would be so kind to share with these folks where the ordinance will go from now and how that process will work out and when they'll have the opportunity to do a public hearing.
We will have it in committee, and it will come out of committee. Whatever committee decides, which Mr. Baker has said he will gladly turn it over to you. When that will be, the next committee meeting will probably be before the next meeting.
We sure can't hear you, can't hear you, 'cause you don't talk loud enough.
Ice committee. We are going to take this to the committee, which will gladly turn it over to Mr. Washington. And we will make the decisions at that next committee meeting where we go from here. And that committee meeting will be probably before next council meeting. I make a motion to adjourn. Second.